For this film, actually, I learned horse riding.
Interesting.
Because I have a few horse riding scenes in the film, and I would constantly pet her, and I would just be like, please take care of me, don't drop me.
Okay.
Whoever the director is, I like blindly follow
Trust
my
them.
director. Yeah, I trust my director and I also follow.
What are you stealing in the film? Is there something
Well, a
you're
lot
stealing?
of things, yeah. A little bit controversial also, but what she does in the film, it's very shocking. So when I heard the script for the first time, I'm like, you really want me to do this? Like, are you sure? And when you're shooting with jewelry, it's not like you just wear it. Everything is stitched and stuck. So when you kind of take it off, you do have a lot of like injuries and a lot of marks and all of that. So period films are hard work for anyone. Where I would shoot both films. First half I would shoot for this film, Hariyar Veeramallu, and second half I would shoot for Raja Saab. So it was literally like...
I read somewhere that you slept in the car.
Yeah, I did that for like a week and a half. With Prabhas sir, I think he's also a great actor. He has great comic timing, which I think has off late been very underutilized, and in Raja Saab it will be seen a lot.
Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
So this is your first period film, is it?
Yes.
Usually when actors do a period film, they tend to learn something, like sword fighting or something like that, some sort of art form.
Yeah.
What did you learn for this film?
For this film, actually, I learned horse riding.
Interesting.
Because I have a few horse riding scenes in the film, and also Bharatnatyam. So I'm a trained ballet dancer. I know ballet like really well. I've learned it for 8 years. And I also know Kathak, but I don't know Bharatnatyam. And Bharatnatyam and Kathak are very different. So for a small bit in the film, I have a Bharatnatyam piece.
Is it just for the bit you learned?
Yeah, just for the bit.
You learned the whole...
No, not the whole thing.
very
That
different.
choreography, but the thing is with classical dance, there is a certain position that you have to maintain. There's a certain beat that you have to maintain. So that has to come in your system.
So because you've been used to doing regular commercial cinema, right? You must have certain acting patterns set in your mind. Did you have to unlearn something? Because this is a film set in the
16th, 17th
the
century.
Mughal era.
Yeah. I think definitely. I feel like we always unknowingly, we have certain patterns that we do. But I've actually, a certain director has told me this, that in every film my acting is different because I don't have my personal style when it comes to acting at all. I usually just follow the director. So for me, whoever the director is, I like blindly follow my director. Yeah, I trust my director and I also follow. So however they tell me to do something, I kind of do it like that, and I don't really add my own touch to it unless I need to. So I feel like I don't have a pattern yet. Maybe I do, I don't know.
Is that something are you really comfortable with, or do you think you should have a certain style of acting?
I think it's both. I think sometimes when you have your own certain style of acting, also people enjoy that. But sometimes I feel like it also comes in between your character a lot. So it has two sides, good and bad.
Speaking of character, you did 2 films, Prabhas's Raja Saab, and you worked on this film simultaneously, right? So, like, how did you maintain character continuity?
Actually, it was very difficult because there would be like a lot of days where I would shoot both films. First half I would shoot for this film, Hariyar Veeramallu, and second half I would shoot for Raja Saab. So it was literally like...
I read somewhere that you slept in the car.
Yeah, I did that for like a week and a half.
Like while traveling?
Yeah, Hyderabad to Vijayawada is like 4 to 5 hours car travel. So, and we would start really early in the morning, like 7 a.m., 8 a.m. first shot. So I'll have to reach Vijayawada by like 5, take a shower, go to the van and start getting ready. So I literally like slept in the car for almost 4 hours, 4.5 hours. I think I was running on adrenaline at that point of time. But it's all worth it. I feel like as actors, you go through phases where sometimes you're also really free. And you get enough rest and enough sleep and enough nourishment and everything. So it's kind of fuel that you build up and then you have to really perform when you need to do that.
I think that is a horror comedy, right?
Yeah, that's a romantic horror comedy.
Is that something that require a high level of, like, probably a bit over the top type of acting?
Not really. Maybe in the horror scenes, because I mean,
Did that kind of
I'm
traveling?
not acting with real ghosts, so I had to imagine a lot of stuff. Like, just it was more of imagination. Like, imagine this is going from there to there, that is looking at you, you're scared, it's screaming. It was like a lot of that.
You mentioned being high on adrenaline, right?
Yeah, I
Did that help for that film?
I think it did. And generally, I've noticed a pattern with myself. I always, like when I'm busy, I'm really busy. When I'm free, I'm quite free. So I've always worked in extremes like that. And
It is a bit extreme, the genres.
Yeah. Completely.
So I guess probably it helps you maintain continuity in that regard.
Probably. And also, every set has a completely different vibe. So as soon as you enter this Hariyar Veeramallu set, you're like, okay, I'm in this world. As soon as you enter that Raja Saab set, it's like a completely different world. So I think your surrounding, the set, the physical set really makes a huge difference.
But there were delays, like incredibly long delays for both projects, right?
Yeah.
Did that make it challenging for you to, did some anxiety creep in? Did that make it challenging to keep in touch with the character only?
It does. I mean, not the character, but for yourself, for your own personal character, it does create a lot of anxiety, I think. And not so much so because of yourself, it's more because of what people around you say. People always have great comments, advice, and everything to offer you, right? So I think that sometimes on a bad day would get to you.
Since I guess it was announced in 2020, right? The Pawan Kalyan film. How there's been so many changes since then. I mean, what's considered cutting edge in 2020 might not be the same today. So how do you think the film is still relevant in that regard, in terms of not in terms of storytelling?
I get it. Yeah. So the thing is, when it comes to the story is a period film. So actually, we were really lucky in that aspect, because it was not like a contemporary subject anyway to start with. It was a period film. But if I have to speak technically, we have like one of the best DOPs, Manoj Paramahamsa, who's like probably the most technically brilliant DOP I have ever worked with. Like, he can shoot a rain scene without you getting wet. Like, that is his level of like technology and creativity and everything put together. So I feel like having him on the project has been the biggest plus for this film. And I don't think we are like with the times. I feel like in this particular film we are ahead of time because of him.
In a way, you're lucky, because there's been a bit of a interest in period dramas recently across industries. Like I guess Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj film itself is being made in multiple industries.
Absolutely.
And I guess what do you think is the key to the success of these films? Because even when the reviews tend to be very mixed, some films become like big successes.
Absolutely. I feel like certain topics, certain concepts, as Indians, there are certain things that are very deep rooted in our subconscious mind, like certain historical characters, certain time periods. We may not talk about it on an everyday basis, but from childhood it has been in our mind and very deeply ingrained. And anything that's subconscious, unknowingly or knowingly, you do gravitate towards that. So I feel like that's the reason why this is running. But you spoke about one very interesting thing of reviews, mixed reviews, right? Like what impact reviews have on films. I actually feel like in today's date, reviews do have a very big impact on films, which is why I feel like people who are reviewing films need to be a little more sensitive compared to before. Because before, people would still go for that film to a theatre, but today people think and they choose which film they want to go for.
You know what I was referring to? Even if the reviews are bad, even if there are like historical inaccuracies, the film would just do great business. Some films, some
films pass all barriers. You know,
like there have been some sort of allegations that's because those films cater to the right-wing ideologies. Those films appeal. I don't know how much is that.
Probably,
that is true.
I think. I feel like, keeping aside ideologies and the left and right wing, I really feel like in today's time, we are living in a time where either something works or it doesn't work. How it works, we can always decode it. You know, so for me, as long as it works, that's great. Now, how it works, that after it works, we, I can have that debate with whoever. But for me, after 5 years in my long journey with the film, as long as people like it, accept it, and somewhere, I actually feel like, especially with this film, sir, I'll tell you why it's so interesting is because 90% of the content of the film is under wraps. A.M. Ratnam sir is a great producer. He also has that where today directors show their best shots in the trailer to get the people in the theatre to watch the film. Or they show their best shots in the posters and everything to attract people. I think Ratnam sir has a very different ideology where he kind of still, and it's so convincing when he says it, that no, I want people to come to the theatre for this. I don't want to show everything. So as much as we can debate that today, but you need to do that. But I feel like he's very confident in his strategy. So 90% of the content of the film is like not even out. So I don't know. I'm kind of
I guess that one-liner about an outlaw trying to steal a Kohinoor diamond from the Mughals, that itself is very interesting. What are you stealing in the film? Is there something
well, a lot of things, yeah. A little bit controversial also, but yeah, a lot of things. Not only I feel is this my biggest film, but it's also what luck to get a project like this, where the project is big, but I think I've gotten my career best role in this film, where I take the story forward. I am a twist. I am doing a lot of things in the film that move the story ahead. I'm not always just there,
You know what I found very interesting? I saw that the song's poster.
Yeah.
And what happened, what I related to that, there's a lot of objectification going on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a film that's set in the Mughal era.
Yeah.
It's a time period where that happens a lot, but it kind of resonates to even today.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, it happens even now. Yeah. I mean, you're something who started with modeling, I guess, right?
Yeah.
You've been part of Beauty Page. You've won a beauty pageant also, so you know what it feels like to be objectified. How do you think your character navigates that sort of phenomenon within the film's universe? Does she have the kind of agency to deal with such things?
Yes, in this particular film, yes, she does have agency because also it is shown in the film, and this is like one version of, my name is Panchami in the film, my character's name is Panchami. So this is one version of Panchami, but like tomorrow there's a song coming which is a very different version of Panchami. Same girl, no double role, same girl.
Interesting.
But and also what she does in the film, it's very shocking. So when I heard the script for the first time, I'm like, you really want me to do this? Like, are you sure this is going to be a positive thing for me to do this? And they were like, no, it is going to work. Because if the film works, you will work. So I think this particular character, Panchami, she does have agency. Because in a world full of men at that point of time, she is a fictional character. She is not a real character from the Mughal era. But at that point of time, being a woman and being a lady and all of that, she had a lot of agency.
This is a film where your presentation is a bit more important.
Important, 100%. Like usually it takes me around 30-45 minutes to get ready. But on this film, it took me 2.5 hours to get ready. Because all the looks were so elaborate, and with jewelry when you're shooting, it's all real jewelry. So it's also really heavy.
That's very interesting you're saying.
Yeah, and when you're shooting with jewelry, it's not like you just wear it. Everything is stitched and stuck. So when you kind of take it off, you do have a lot of injuries and a lot of marks and all of that. So period films are hard work for anyone, not just this film. For anyone who's done a period film, they will know. Even there's this one dance bit that I'm performing, and the whole thing was stitched, where if I had to even use the washroom, the whole thing would have to be kind of removed and then use it and then come out and restitch it. So you have to stand and stand and stand in that whole thing. So physically it's a lot of hard work. Speaking about how modeling has kind of helped me. So modeling for me was always, it was like I've always wanted to be an actress. Ever since I can remember what I wanted to do, I wanted to be a heroine. Not even actress, I wanted to be a heroine all my life. So I have seen idols like Aishwarya Rai, Shushmita Sen, Priyanka Chopra, and they've all done pageants and modeling and kind of become actresses. So pre-Instagram, that was my route map of becoming an actress. So I never really enjoyed modeling, but it was always a stepping stone for me into
To
acting, which
acting.
was my dream. But how it has helped me, honestly, it has helped me a lot. I feel like even if you're not an actor or even if you're not, I feel like today there are so many YouTube videos where you can just watch YouTube and you can groom yourself a lot. You know, you can learn how to do your makeup, you can learn how to do your hair, how to walk, how to sit, stand, converse, how to speak good English. You can learn those things. But even like 5 years ago, I don't think that was very available, easily available to everybody, right? So at that point of time, when you go through something like modeling, where they train you for a lot of things, I feel somewhere unknowingly it helps.
It helps. Okay, okay. I want to go back to the Pawan Kalyan Prabhas question.
Yeah.
I don't want you to compare the actors, but how much did working in both of their films at the same time, the fact that you were able to observe them from close
Yeah,
quarters, how
yeah.
much, what and all did you learn in terms of acting and as professionals?
So many things. I'll speak about Pawan Kalyan sir. I've learned he has a lot of focus. And in terms of acting, I'm saying this because once we were shooting this close-up shot of sir, extreme close-up, and around him there were like 100 people on set, and people were like walking, talking, scratching, drinking water, looking here and there, just doing their own thing. And it didn't distract him one bit. Like the only thing he was focusing on was the camera. He didn't even bother saying that, why are so many people here? Don't make noise. This person is in my eye line. There were a lot of people in his eye. It was like very disturbing, you know, but he was just like unfazed by that. He was just giving his shot. That's it. So I think that level of focus is God gifted, or I don't know, it's because he's such a great actor. But yeah, that level of focus that day, I like really took that point, you know, in my mind that okay, learn this. There is going to be a lot of disturbance around you, but you focus on your shot because it's your face that's going to come there. So that's really important. With Prabhas sir, I think he's also a great actor. He has great comic timing, which I think has off late been very underutilized, and in Raja Saab it will be seen a lot. So his comic timing, the person he is, like he's just amazing.
I've heard that he's a very giving person.
Yeah, he is definitely, and he's like, it is genuinely him. He's not doing this to show people how giving he is or how great he is. He doesn't have to show anyone anything. He can just stand there, and with his vibe, you just know what kind of a human being he is. You know?
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I was very interested by when you said that you use fake gold in the film.
No, real.
Real gold.
Real.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Then I
this
misunderstood.
jewelry has been completely real in this film. But usually in shootings, we don't use like real jewelry all the time. A lot of times it's artificial. But in this particular film, it was all real, which is why it was very heavy.
Do you think that really helped you in getting to, you know, there is this great story about Mughal Azam film's director.
Yeah.
And the actor were having a conversation. So that film went like 20 years or something.
Yeah.
It faced
I feel better after hearing
production delays. It's something that like this film that faced production delays. So Prithviraj Kapoor, I think he plays Akbar in that film.
Yeah.
He asked the director, do you really think I should be wearing this costly footwear? It's like it's a very costly footwear. Do you think we need that? We are already struggling with production delays, and the director told him, you should wear it because then you think like you're Akbar. Like
you're literally in the shoes of a king, right?
Yeah,
like, literally.
Do you think you had that kind of experience when working in this film? Like wearing all...
I think so, because with this film, one great benefit that I had as an actor was that we shot on sets, proper sets. So the set, it was like you are in a palace because the set was a palace. It was not much of blue screen, blue mat. Most of it was shot in real locations. So it did feel very real, everything. Like the whole set, the horses and the carriages and the swords and everything, like it did feel very, very real. So I think subconsciously it helps.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lighter question. You said you learned how horse riding, right? Like how much time is there in the film where you ride a horse?
I think
what was it like
It was good. I mean, I have learned horse riding a little bit before also when I was a kid, very little bit, maybe a week or something. But now I had to obviously learn it properly. In the whole film, a couple of scenes, maybe 2-3 scenes. And my horse's name is Aarti, who became a
Interesting.
very good friend of mine.
That I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Did you form a emotional connection with the
You have to be
Lulu?
really good with your horse, huh? Otherwise,
Yeah.
your horse is going to be in a bad mood. So I would feed her, and I would constantly pet her, and I would just be like, "Please take care of me. You know, don't drop me."
Okay.
And so Aarti, a white horse, beautiful girl.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. All the best. All the
Thank
best for
you.
the film
Thank you so much.
going
Thank you.
forward. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. See you soon.